Hello, stamping friends. This is Jenny from Celebrate the Journey. And it's Tuesday after Labor Day. So we took the day off yesterday and we're back at it again today. So let's see if we can get started. Okay, there we go. Now, I will confess that I tried this video last week and I started coughing so bad that I just quit and deleted it. So hopefully I won't cough this week. We'll see if we can pull that off a little better. So what I'm going to show you is, and I don't have the pieces cut, so we'll do that. This arched folded card, it's a little different from the one that I shared before where we put paper and had the arches going on it. So this one's just as easy and a little different, and it does fit in an envelope, even though, you know, you might wonder if it does or not. But it does. So I do need to get out the card base for this one. So let me get the paper. You know, I bet I don't have the measurements written down, but we will figure that out. So this is, you're going to cut 8.5 by 3.5. And you're going to cut 2 of those. Now that's the piece I forgot to cut earlier. And then we're going to score these at, must be 4 1/4. Let's hope that's right. Oh yeah, it is. That's a no-brainer. We're going to cut 2, we'll score both of them at 4 1/4. That wasn't too bad. Now this one that I made here is with the birthday celebration, wildflower birthday, and then it has the die cuts on it. We're going to use the beautiful gallery DSP. Well, I guess this is called DSP, even though they're images. Yeah. Okay, so let's put the arches out of the way for a minute. And we've got our 2 pieces scored at 4 1/4. We'll go ahead and crease those. So it's good to see you here, Karen. At least I think I saw your name flash by. I don't know why I'm not seeing, let's see why I'm not seeing comments. Maybe I opened it up wrong on the computer. Yeah, there's something going on here, so if I don't see your comments, I'll catch them later. Now we're going to glue these 2 together to make our card base. And you want to line these up as straight as you can. Go ahead and tap them so you've got the top and bottom edges lined up nicely. And now we have our card base. This ends up being almost 14 inches wide, and I'll show you one I made with 12-inch paper. That's it's the same, but the measurements are a little different. So that's our card base. Now we need our images, and we're going to use this. I've already pre-cut some Mossy Meadow with the larger die. This is the, let's see which one, third from the largest, and then this is the other one is the fourth. So the third from the largest is the base, and then the fourth from the largest we'll use the smaller die. Now I can't get both out of this, but I'm going to save this because I have another card to share with you later this week. It's just super fun. So we're just going to line this up to where we think it looks pretty nice, and we'll run that through the cut and emboss machine. I love this paper. It's really almost used every bit of it. Honestly, I think if you had a square frame, you could just frame this and hang it somewhere in your house, and it would be really pretty. Just a nice piece of home decor. Okay, we'll put that over to save for tomorrow or another day. And now we'll do this one. Get my plates to go through. There's our two main images, and I went ahead and pre-cut the smaller one. This is the basic beige. I think it matches better here than very vanilla. It gives it a little more rustic kind of look. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to get some water so I don't start coughing again. All right, so we're going to go ahead and mount this on our larger arch. These arches are back ordered right now, but they'll be back in stock. If you don't have them, you'll be able to get them soon. You know, we have the new service. If something is unavailable, you can sign up to get an email when it's back in stock. It's not signing up for every email in the world from Stampin' Up. It's just that one product. And they'll email you and say that item you wanted is back in stock, and you can order it. I think that's pretty cool. So many companies do that, and I was glad Stampin' Up! Has done that for us. I don't have time to check every day. Okay, let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment on here. And I'm using the coneflower. I love that I've known you for so many birthdays. I thought that was sweet. And then It's Your Day for the sentiment on the front. We'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to stamp that upside down. And we'll go ahead and stamp this. It says It's Your Day. We'll punch that out in a minute, but we'll go ahead and do this one. Once you get all these pieces cut out, this goes together very quickly. Okay, so now here's our card base. Remember, it's 2 pieces, 8.5 by 3.5, and 2 of them, you have 2 you've glued together and scored at 4.25. Now this is going to be our card base. I usually use a pencil here to help line up. This one's going to be our front. And that's the one we need to pay attention to first. We just want it equal on the sides. And whatever you have there on the sides is about the same, equal at the bottom. I'm not going to measure, I'll just eyeball it. But I will put a pencil line and maybe some corner markers there. I don't think anybody will notice those after. So now we know not to put glue past that pencil line. And then we'll line that up again. The good thing about Tombow is you have a little time to get it on there straight before it dries. Okay, now we need our second one here. I know you just don't want to have to worry about lining it up there and lining it up there. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to turn it this way. We're going to line it up on that arch. Hold it down. And we'll add our Tombow again. Now we'll just fold this over. Now we can see that that's all lined up nice and straight. Pull that down just a tiny bit. There we go. And now our next one will go on here, face down. Kind of might even be easier if each one was a different color. You'd see the difference, but then it might look kind of strange. So. I think we're through with that Tombow. Let's make sure everything's lined up nicely. It appears to be. I have seen where people put DSP on this section back here, but I chose not to this time, even though maybe that pretty green from the back of this would have looked nice. So that's something you could think about if you want to add some DSP on the base. Now we need to decorate this. So we've got our It's Your Day, and we're going to punch it out with Timeless Label. Try to get that straight. I love punches. I hope we get new punches in the new annual catalog. I think there's 1 or 2 punches in the holiday, the occasions catalog, but I'm not positive. All right, we'll put this on with some dimensionals. I know I'm going to need some bling. I'm going to have to find something pretty. Maybe some pearls. We'll let that hang off there. We're going to use this beautiful ribbon. This is called Mossy Meadow Gold ribbon. It's gold on one side and the Mossy Meadow on the other. Let's put the gold facing out on this one. See what that looks like. It's so pretty. This would be great for Christmas cards with the green and gold together. It's soft, even though it's a little metallic, it's still soft and ties pretty. You know, I like anything that's shiny. That looks very pretty, doesn't it? Now let's look for some bling first. Yeah, I was going to use these pretty pearls. So let's put this bow on here. Probably put two glue dots to hold it in place. And put a pearl or two on here. maybe a large one here, and then some smaller ones. Get that to come down there. There. Isn't that pretty? And pretty quick and easy. Once you learn the trick of adhering the first one and then layering and layering. And of course, you know, my favorite cards are stand-up cards. And so that one is definitely a stand-up card. Now, if you wanted to put a little something over here, you could. Just nothing bulky, because it is going to be, you know, folded up. You want it to go in your envelope, okay. But I think this is very elegant for a birthday card. And then this one, you know, I showed you first with the birthday. This is another one made with the Beautiful Gallery. And this time I used the roses. I guess those are roses. And then I told you I did something a little different with the 12 by 12 paper. If you're like me, you might have ordered some of the 12 by 12 paper when it was on sale, the two-tone 12 by 12. And so I ordered it, and I made this one. You can see it's smaller. Let's see. Let's move these out of the way. Because this one actually is almost, well, it is 13 inches. No, it's 14 inches. And this one is 12, so it has to be smaller. So I cut this one at 3 1/4 and scored it at 4. And then I used the next smaller down arches. So it's just a little smaller, a little sweeter. Isn't that cute though? But it's the same concept. It's just that it's a little smaller, little tiny bit shorter. So how do you think you'd like to try one of these? I hope you will. And I hope you'll share them with us. Now don't forget, tomorrow, I think you could start ordering from the holiday catalog, or we call it September to December catalog, or to January, I guess. But most of it's holiday products. And then this was starting yesterday, the Global Stampers have been doing a presentation for the 12 days of holidays. So if you missed yesterday, you can go back and catch that, and then catch the one for today. I will be on next Sunday and then the next Thursday. So you have to just be patient and wait on me for a while. But all the other ladies have great projects to share with you. All right, well, thanks for joining me today. I made it without coughing, so I think that's a pretty good deal.